Morning, Stratford School. Mrs. Kerivan here. So today we're talking about bees. Bzzz. Oh wait, this is a paper one. I don't need my hat on, do I? So, bees pollinate flowers. So what's pollination? Pollination is the process of moving pollen from one flower to another. And the flowers need this in order to make seeds. They need to get pollen from a different flower in order for a seed to occur. So bees are really good at doing this, and the bees need the pollen too. So the bees will go to flowers, and the pollen will stick to the bee's legs and to its body. They've got little tiny hairs that the pollen will stick to. And they take this pollen back to their hive where they feed it to their babies. And they also, while they're at the flowers, collect the nectar, which is a liquid inside the flowers. They use that nectar to make the honey, which is really sweet, and they use that for food in the wintertime. And we also like to collect their honey because it's really yummy. So that's their wintertime food, and the pollen is the food for the babies. So what we're going to be doing is seeing how the bees spread the pollen from flower to flower. So for this experiment, you're going to need a popsicle stick or a pencil, a bee, so you can either print out the one that I attached to Seesaw, or you can draw your own bee and color it in. And then you're going to need some tape and some sprinkles like you would put on cupcakes that are in little cupcake holders, or something that will be your flowers. Okay, so we need flowers, and the sprinkles inside are going to be your pollen. So what you're going to do is put your bee on your stick, and then you're going to take some tape and just make little circles out of it so that it's sticky on all the sides. So put one piece on your bee's body, and then put some on its wings and on its head. So just how it's going to collect the pollen. The real bees will collect it on their legs and kind of on their bellies too, and where their little hairs are. But our bee is going to collect it on this tape. All right, so once you got your tape on the back of your bee, you're going to have it go from flower to flower, and we'll see how this pollen gets moved. So here goes my bee. First he's going to visit this blue flower, and he's going to buzz over to the red flower, and then he's going to come over to this one. And look what's happening. He's collecting the pollen from all these different flowers. He's going to go over here. He's just going to keep jumping from flower to flower. Okay, he's not being very careful. He's just kind of bumbling around like a bumblebee. Okay, so after he goes from flower to flower, check out the back of him. He's all different colors on the back. So as he went from flower to flower, the other thing that happened was some of the pollen from one flower fell into the cup from another flower. So the pollen got mixed up. And I will show that to you too. Alright, so if you look close inside my flowers here, inside my orange flower I now have some blue pollen. Inside my flower with the yellow pollen, there's some blue in there also. I got some yellow pollen inside my blue, and I see some red too. And the red, I definitely see some blue. It's hard to tell what colors are in the red, but... So the pollen got mixed up. I see some yellow inside here too, just hard to see on top of the orange. So the pollen got mixed up between the flowers. So the flowers are happy, because they've got pollen from different flowers now. And the bee is happy, because look at all this stuff he's bringing back to the hive. He's got all this pollen to go feed the babies. So it's a win-win situation. The flower's happy and the bees are happy. And we'll be happy because we'll have flowers to look at, and we could have plants to eat. So we'll get some beans and some corn. We'll get some good vegetables out of this too. That's why we need the bees. I also wanted to show you what the bees see. They see in a special light called UV light. So the colors they see are a little bit different than what we see. Here are some pictures that my cousin Abram Dotowski took using his camera. And he used a UV light to take these pictures. And you can see the flowers look a little bit different. And if you look closely in his picture, you can see the actual pollen granules. And that is what the bee is picking up on its legs and body. That's the pollen. So I wanted to show you what this looks like and what the bees see.